So guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we have another review. This time it's going to be a Five Below product. This right here is the Vivitar Elektra wired and wireless headset. It technically is wireless. You do get a battery life of 8 hours with the lights off, 2 hours with the lights on. So for that person out there looking to maximize their experience, you're going to want to keep the lights off, and I'll show you how to do that in a moment. So if you look at this right here, you actually have the USB-C on the bottom. This is the charger port. You do have an aux cable for the person out there that may not want to physically charge it or use it for Bluetooth. You want to plug it in directly to a device. You also have your minus, pause and play, your plus, and your mode. The mode is for the lighting. This play button right here and pause actually doubles down as the power on button. So let's do that right now. I'm going to go ahead and power it on for you guys. Here we go. So it is in fact powered on, and there is a little chime when you turn it on. Now, because of the angle, it's going to be hard for you guys to actually see the lighting. As a matter of fact, give me one moment. I'm going to show you the lighting right now. Let me turn the light on for you guys. There we go. So you can actually see it right now. That is the lighting effect that you see right here. These are the bulbs from the actual earbuds themselves. Now, the button all the way to the right is the mode button right here where my thumb is. If you click it, it changes the light sequence of the headset itself, and then it can cycle on where it actually powers off. And if you tap it again, it'll turn it right back on. So that is a pretty cool feature for the person out there that actually likes light up headphones. But I will say that if you're in the sunlight, this isn't going to be very visible compared to other branded headphones. But let me just turn the light on real fast, and we'll continue this review. Okay, now with that being said, it does have some button functionality. Nothing too crazy though, we're being completely honest here. Like if you press the minus, it'll actually change the volume down, but if you hold it, it'll do previous song. Same with the plus. If you hit the plus button, it'll go volume up, and if you hold it, it'll change the song. So there's that. You do have that button functionality. This is pause and play, also to answer and hang up calls. In addition to that, you hold this button right here to pause and play to actually power off the headset. So if we're just talking about how it looks, I think that this is pretty solid enough for something that comes out of Five Below, for someone that just wants to get a headset to get them to point A to point B. Will it give you a ridiculous amount of longevity? Not necessarily, because in my experience with Five Below headphones, I do notice that they don't really last that long on a day-to-day or month-to-month regular basis. You might end up replacing them because they tend to have defects. But I do think that the design is pretty cool. I like this little right here. You have the swivel design. These ear muffs are pretty soft for the most part, but you can definitely tell with continuous use, if you don't take care of these and the fabric tears, it's not replaceable, so you are going to have to replace the entire headset. And I do see this wearing away over time where it just won't feel as comfortable as something that, you know, if you spend about 20 bucks or so. But again, not bad for $7 so far. But more importantly, you guys are really here to see how it actually sounds and how it equates to actual music listening time. And of course, are the microphones clear enough to actually use? So let's go over that right now. I want to show you guys how to actually pair these earbuds. So the syncing process is going to be very, very simple. As you can see, the buttons are right here. We're going to hold this button, which is the power, until they turn on. Okay, it's currently on. Now I'm going to give it a couple seconds to just go through the process of actually syncing. Now, once it's in sync mode, you see this light blinking right here. We're going to go over to the tablet, go to settings. So you can do that right now for you guys. Come on, don't make this longer than it needs to be. Bluetooth. And it should automatically be in pairing mode. Right now, the Samsung tablet is currently searching for some form of device, and I'm hoping that it pops up. Normally, it doesn't take this long, but give it a couple seconds. So it says wireless headphone right here. I'm hoping that a name is actually going to pop up so we can see what it is in the Bluetooth settings, but so far, that seems to be it. Surely there's no way this is called wireless headphone. I hope not. I would think it would be called Vivitar Elektra or something. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and tap it because nothing else popped up. As a matter of fact, let's do the scan one more time just to be safe. Just want to make sure. Maybe the name will pop up. But if this really comes up as wireless headphones, that's kind of disappointing and very lazy if Vivitar did that. That one's not even popping up at all. Okay. It didn't find anything this time. Do it one more time. Okay, wireless headphones, let's try it. I'm gonna go ahead and tap that. See if it allows me to sync. See if the light changes. Yeah, that's the headset. I actually heard it go ding dong. It makes a little noise when it's connected. So believe it or not, you know, it's called the Vivitar Elektra, but for whatever reason, the company named it wireless headphones. So, Lord, we're at a bad start already when it comes to that. That's quality control is something that's very important to me, and it shouldn't have took me 2 minutes to show you guys how to sync it, but it is what it is. Anyway, let's move on to the next part. So the music experience has been decent enough with this particular headset to kind of give you a range of the type of music I listen to. I play Future, fuck up some commas. I had to say the name of the song so you guys know what I'm talking about. What's it called? Mask Off, played a couple songs. Linkin Park, In the End. I did a couple songs from, I forgot the rap dude in the group's name, to just kind of get a range of where it was. Played some Michael Jackson. Played a little bit of Childish Gambino. Then I jumped over to Savage, is this called Savage Garden? I believe that's called that R&B. Well, they're not really R&B. I don't know what you consider them, but it's an old singing group from back in the day, Savage Garden. Anyway, the point is that I tried a bunch of different songs, Japanese music, some Advent Children. It's called One Winged Angel. I just tried a bunch of different genres to see the range of this headset. And to be honest with you, it's not bad at all. Even if you turn it up to 100%, there was no sound breakage. There were no sound leakage. What I mean by that is normally when you turn up headphones on cheaper products, you start noticing that the bass suffers, the vocals start stretching, and the music really suffers. It didn't do that with this particular headset. Everything sounded exactly the way it did, whether you listen to it at 50%, 70%, 80%, 90% to 100%. Now, for someone listening to this may be enough for you to buy this headset, but just slow your brakes real fast. We need to talk about the other aspect of it. Now, it does feel like these headphones are a little muffled. The quality of the instruments playing in the background are not clear at all. So what I mean by that is, even though it's doable, if you listen to a song, like a rock song, for example, it'll play the song well, but you could definitely tell that it's lackluster. So, for example, I don't know if you guys ever use JLab headphones or JBL, and I'm not talking about the high-end ones that are hundreds of dollars. I'm just talking about a $30 or $40, maybe a $20 pair of headphones. It sounds substantially better than this one. Now, you are paying under $10 for this, so I do understand that. But if you have the money, it would make more sense to buy something that's going to be better overall. But if this is just to hold you over temporarily, just keep in mind you need to turn that battery off on the headset to get that full 8 hours of battery life. And that's for listening time. That's not for talk time. It's going to dramatically drop if you decide to interact with the two. And, you know, it's kind of hard to say what you're going to get in that regard because it's really based on your usage itself. But anyway, back to the music quality. So as I was playing rap music, I noticed that the bass wasn't super heavy or anything like that. I didn't expect it to be. The vocals kind of overtook the song, though the bass and the vocals is what really stood out. Anything that played in the background, like for instance, when I played a couple songs that had a violin in it, it was clear. It was very precise. You could hear it. It didn't feel like the other instruments were necessarily overtaking it, but you could also tell that because it doesn't have very good speakers, so you could tell that it's a little lackluster. So let me see, what's a song that I can give you guys as an example? Let's use Juice WRLD Righteous, for example. Or yeah, a lot of his melodies of his songs really match the cadence in his voice, right? You still feel the music. Like, as a music lover personally, I get enveloped in a song that I'm listening to, but the quality has to be clear. You'll still bop your head. You'll still really like the song, but you'll notice that his vocals might sound a tad bit underwater, and then you'll notice that the bass sounds a tad bit underwater, like someone is kind of putting their hand over the microphone, and that's how the music's coming out. The quality is still there, but you know, this headset kind of reminds you that it is a product that's under $10. So will it get you to point A to point B? Absolutely. But for that person looking to use it as their primary device on a regular basis, especially if you have an Android or an iPhone, my suggestion would be to find yourself a affordable headset, which I have many on the channel. And if anyone wants a suggestion, I'm willing to do that. Just put a message below and I'll suggest some stuff that's really affordable that's going to sound substantially better. But if this is just a, temporary, I'm going to use it for a month or two at most before I get something better, this is the type of headset that is, if I'm being honest here.
So this right here is going to be a sound sample of the Vivitar Elektra Bluetooth headset. Currently recording with OBS software. For anyone that is wondering, you basically go to the settings and you decide to use where the mic offset is going to be. And I switched it over to this headset. So I haven't heard the sound sample, but if you are out here listening to this review and you want to figure out how it's going to sound if you're speaking to someone over a phone, how clear or lack of clarity the microphones are going to have, then this is going to be the sound sample for you. You can make an informed decision before purchasing something and then regretting it later on.
So I guess, how do I word this? These headphones will get you through whatever situation that you're getting through. But if we're talking about just maximum quality, it's not really that great. So let me kind of explain for the person out there that just wants a synopsis. The battery life is about 8 hours if you have the lights actually off. That doesn't include talk time, that's just listening time. If you leave the lights on, you're getting about 2-hour battery life, which is pretty mediocre. You do have the option to use the headphone jack, but it doesn't come with one. So if you have your own, there you go. If you have to purchase one yourself, that might cost you between $5 to $10 or so. Then that puts you at about $17 for a headset. Therefore, this isn't really worth using if you're going to pay nearly $20. That means you could just get a better headset overall. And to be honest with you, a JLab headset, they're normally on sale. There's a lot of Soundcore headsets that you can get at Ross and Burlington for $24.99, $29.99. That's going to sound infinitely better than this. So, let's just keep it at the $7 price tag. Now, if you switch over to the audio aspect, it does sound muffled. Granted, in that section, I did say that it gets loud. It does. When you turn it up to maximum volume, there's no crazy breakage or anything like that. It's actually non-existent, but you could definitely tell that the microphones are very muffled. They're not high end at all. So if you're trying to get enveloped in the music, you're going to be lacking in bass. The vocals don't sound too bad. The bass is okay, but it really sounds the same for most of the songs that you're going to listen to. It just doesn't have the capability of giving that oomph that is necessary in order to feel the vibration of whatever song it is that you're listening to. Then when we go over to the microphone quality, got to be honest with you, it's not really that good either. It's muffled. It sounds bad. And if you're on phone calls, especially if you use these for, let's say, a Zoom call or a doctor's office call or something like that, it's not going to sound good at all. And you're actually better off just using your regular phone speaker or PC speaker if that's the case. So the question is, who is this for? Well, it's for a person that doesn't want to use Amazon. It's for a person that needs a headset temporarily just to use for a little bit of time. If you're using it for music creation, I don't suggest it. If you're using it to listen to a podcast, sure, it's possible. And you'll get to listen to whatever it is that you want to listen to without other people being able to hear you. So that is a plus. They are still headphones and it is still Bluetooth, and you do have the headphone jack that for whatever reason is not included. But it's just the overall experience, to be honest with you, I'm going to have to say that's probably below average because people want to be able to talk in their microphones and these are just not that good at all. But, I'm not trying to destroy the product and say it's terrible. But again, I have to be honest because I built this channel on honesty. And even though I've made mistakes throughout the years, now that I know how to, properly go through each section and vet and make sure that you guys get the best experience, I don't really suggest these, if I'm being honest here. But if you happen to get them, I don't think you'll necessarily regret it because they're all Five Below headphones. Some are good, some are bad. If you're in Five Below buying headphones anyway, it means that you don't want to spend too much money to begin with. So I'm assuming that you expect this performance from these headsets, and I'll just leave it at that. But anyway, like and subscribe like always. I will see you guys in the next video. Till then, take care, be safe, and peace.